Welcome back everybody to this Let's Play for Final Fantasy XIV. We are here in the Mizzenmast Inn, gathering some leaves, getting ready to go out and do some leveling up. We want to get ready and level up our Thaumaturge to level 10, and we also want to level up we're going to switch to the Conjurer class and start leveling up our Conjurer. But before we do that, what I'd actually like to do is to go over here to this character. This is in the Mizzenmast Inn. We're going to go over here to, Midison, and as you can see, he's got an exclamation point over his head. He is actually the innkeeper, which brings up an important aspect of the game that I'd like to cover briefly. I think he's going to give us a quest, and I don't think it's a very long quest. There's an ink thief, I believe, that we need to track down. Yeah, there's an ink thief. I'm not going to bother reading this text because the gist of it is that there's an ink thief, and we need to find him. Or excuse me, we need to find some more ink. I guess we're not looking for the thief. We're looking for more ink. So we're going to do that. Resting in an inn is an important part of the game that we haven't been able to do yet, because I guess we're not able to do that yet. But anyway, let's see. Just to open up our journal to show that we got a new quest. All of these regional leave quests, these are all our battle leave quests that we're going to use to level up our classes. The ink thief is the one that we just got, and so just for the sake of example, I'm going to open it up, click on the map, and it will show us where we need to go. So it's just right outside the Mizzenmast Inn is where where the particular NPC that we're looking for, it's where he's hiding. And so if we go down this ramp, do a quick U-turn, we can see this Sweet Nick's Rosy Cheeks. He's the character we're looking for. He's got his own quest here that he'd like to give us called Trading Tongue Flaps. We're not interested in that. We're interested in the Ink Thief. So we're gonna select that. I'm not gonna bother reading all this. I think he gives us the ink that we need, and so we're going to run back up to the innkeeper and give him that ink. Basically, completing this quest allows us to be able to secure a room for ourselves in the inn that we can come back and rest in. And resting in the inn, the longer you rest in an inn, the more of an EXP boost you get. I'll show you what I mean here in just a minute. All right. So when we're in an inn, or when we're in our room, we cannot battle, and we cannot synthesize items, and we can't gather. Gathering being like gathering natural resources. Obviously there aren't going to be any natural resources in our room. But we can go to sleep. There's a bed there, and obviously we can go to sleep in it. And when we log out of the game that way, if we go to the inn, we log out by going to rest on the bed. When we come back, we will have a rested bonus, which grants a 50% boost to experience point acquisition, which is a huge boost. It makes leveling up, I mean, twice as fast. Obviously, 50% boost in EXP. Oh, we're not allowed. Let's see. We're not allowed to synthesize, as well as we're not allowed to repair items, nor are we allowed to meld materia in the room. I don't know why. I mean, I understand from like the story aspect, you know, you wouldn't want, if I was staying at an inn, I wouldn't want somebody beating hammering on an anvil at all hours of the night. But this is a video game. You know, it's not real. I should be able to synthesize in my room if I want to. Oh boy. I remember this character. I think his name is Hildebrand. Yeah, Hildebrand. Boy, he is a flamboyant character. So this is the famed Drowning Wench. Drowning Wench? I guess that's the name of the bar. Rustic, yes, but for the love of the matron, what is that most loathly odor? Could it be a case? He fancies himself a detective. Oh, he's so goofy. You there, you appear to be distraught, discomforted, and disheveled. Might it be that you find yourself entwined in a web of deceit, lost in a labyrinth of villainy? He thinks himself so clever. I mean, he's an idiot, but he just thinks the world of himself. He's probably the one aspect of the game that I dislike the most, which really isn't saying much. He only shows up here and there, but he's annoying and he's just lame. And weird. I mean, what is with that pose? I mean, that's like Bulk and Skull Power Ranger sound effects. They're going along with him here. And nobody in the game takes him seriously either, except his sidekick here. I'm just gonna skip all this. He goes around investigating mysterious happenings, but he's sort of a Mr. Magoo, maybe, you know, fumbling and bumbling and stumbling over himself the whole time. Ugh. Alright, so now we have an inn room at the Mizzenmast Inn. Alright, I'm not going to go into the room right now because... hold on. Wait for the music to end. Alright, I'm not going to go back to the room right now because... I'm not going to go back to the room right now because... I lost my train of thought. Because we're going to return there. Oh, wait! Oh, goodness. I'm so glad I talked myself through that. What I'd like to do is, at the end of the video, I'd like to return to the inn and, I guess, log out of the game that way to show you guys what I mean as far as resting. Oh, that's cool armor. Josiah Jones. Oh, let's check his armor out while we can before he runs away. He is a level 44 paladin. He's got a cobalt cuirass? Cuirass? Oh, he's got a lot of cobalt armor. That's pretty high level armor as far as I know. Definitely cool looking stuff. Definitely cool looking stuff. Okay. Anyway, I'd like to return here at the end of this video to kind of show you guys what I mean as far as logging out and resting in the bed. But in order for us to do that, I want to just return there instantaneously, and you can't teleport into your inn room, but you can set a secondary home point down here, which is what I'm gonna do. What this means is basically, well, it just says, let me tell you, though I be right tickled were you to pick the Mizzenmast Inn as your return destination is, well, okay. It is possible to set an inn room in the Mizzenmast Inn as a secondary home point. Doing so will ensure that you are teleported there when using the return command. So yes, we want to set our secondary home point here. That way what we can do is we can go out to all the various locations around Limsa Lamenza. We can do our leveling up, we can do our questing, and when we're ready to log out of the game, we can return, which is basically teleporting straight back to our inn room, and it doesn't cost us any anima to do that. So, but in order to do that, we have to set the secondary home point. So that's what that is. And we're going to return there at the end of the video to log out. So what I'm going to do now is run out to Camp Bearded Rock, and rather than run out there all the way again, which is probably going to take a few minutes for me to get there, I'm just going to go ahead and pause the video here and pick it up again whenever I get back out to Camp Bearded Rock. And so I will see you guys here in just a second. Okay, welcome back. Here we are at Camp Bearded Rock. Boy, it's just a beautiful day. Not a cloud in the sky, although there are the northern lights type effect going on up there, as well as the falling stars and Dalamud, of course, taking up the afternoon sky. Alright, so here's what we're going to do, actually. I'm going to open up my journal tab in the main menu, and if you look, we have, is this 8? Yeah, we have 8 regional leave quests available to us, but 4 of these, let's see, where is it? Colonizing the Valley. Let's just go to that one. This one, if you look down here at the leave quest location, this is for Camp Skull Valley. This is for a camp that we have not yet been to, and this is actually for level 10 characters. The monsters that we'll be fighting out around Camp Skull Valley are a little bit higher level than the monsters around Camp Bearded Rock. And what I decided, my thinking for this is that we're almost to level 10 with our Thaumaturge. We can probably take on level 10 monsters without dying. So what I'm thinking what we're going to do, I have four regional leave quests for Camp Bearded Rock here, and I have 4 regional leave quests for Camp Skull Valley. What I was thinking we might do is level up, spend the four leave quests that we have here at Camp Bearded Rock. I'll use those for my Conjurer, and then since I haven't leveled up the Conjurer at all, I'm going to use those for the Conjurer, for leveling up my Conjurer here, and then I'll use then we'll run out to Camp Skull Valley and we'll use probably just 1 leave quest out there for leveling up my Thaumaturge. Alright, so anyway, you know, maybe, well, shoot, I don't know. We'll see how time goes. I don't think I'll probably have time to do all 4 leaf quests here in Camp Bearded Rock for the Conjurer, but maybe I will. I don't know. Let's just start with 1. Camp Bearded Rock. Am I not in Camp Bearded Rock? Oh, wait. I guess I have to select the Aetheryte Crystal first. Alright, initiate leave quest. That's where we want to be. Unsavory ramifications. Begin. Level 1. Since we're going to be leveling up our Conjurer, we're going to stick with 1-star difficulty. Alright, so now we've begun the leave quest. I need to switch classes. I haven't switched classes yet, so I'm going to go here to my main hand. We're going to switch weapons to the Weathered Cane. And now you can see the cane is on Volatus's back, so we're good there. We've got our cane. We need to go south. Let's see, how far south? Not too far south, it's just right here. And I'm assuming we don't have... Yeah, we've only got 1 spell, which is Stone. We're looking for a Raging Ram. Is that who we're... Sometimes it's hard to tell with the minimap because the enemy dots are so close together, but I think we're looking for the Raging Ram, so I'm going to go into active mode and begin battle. They're so cute. Almost feel bad about having to kill them. Alright, so who else we got here? It looks like we're going to be fighting Raging Rams. So let's just go ahead and take care of these guys. Should be pretty quick and painless. So we got an EXP chain going. Hopefully we can keep that rolling. Get a little bit of an EXP boost. Actually, while we're on the subject of EXP boost, you do get an experience point boost for eating food. So I'm just going to eat this salt cod here. And now if you look up in the top of the screen, we've got this well-fed bonus, part of which includes an experience point boost. So that's kind of neat. It's a small experience point boost. It's only like, I think 3% or 8%. That's what it is. Only an 8% experience boost, but it's better than nothing, and it helps us get where we need to go. So it looks like the last couple enemies are off to the east here. If you notice, when I'm running from one hot zone to the next, I typically go into passive mode so that I can regenerate some MP and HP. Especially whenever you're a mage, it's easy for you to kind of lose track of your MP, or it's easy for me to forget that my spells actually cost MP. It's not fun. It's not fun to be in the middle of battle and not realize you've run out of MP and you're sitting there can't do anything. You're just basically just waiting for the enemy to beat you down. Alright, EXP chain up to 3. See, if you look down there, I have less than half my MP. So you can really only cast that stone spell, you can only cast it a couple times, maybe, I would say maybe 4 or 5 times before you run out of MP altogether. But we should regen enough here to be fine. While we're running from one hot zone to the next, we should regen enough MP to not have to worry about this quest. There's the last Raging Ram. Oh wait, hey, we learned a new spell. We learned Cure, alright. Excellent. We're not going to probably need it this time around, but that's an absolutely essential spell to have. And that brings up a really good topic that I will talk about here in just a moment after I kill this dude. Oh, I didn't even go into active mode. Oops. So that's one down, and there's the ethereal node. Man, we only got, what, 200 or 300 gil, 299 gil. Alright, so we're going to return. Alright, so, you know, I was going to talk about cross-class skills. I'll go ahead and briefly cover it. If we go into actions and traits, it shows us basically the skills that we've learned so far. Where's my thaumaturge? Oh wait, I wonder if I can... I can. Look at that. Alright, so quick little tutorial on cross-class skills. What I just did here... oh shoot. Alright, well... Oh, I removed it. Okay, so this right here, where my mouse is, like, this is what my action bar looks like. If I target my main character here, see this action bar that comes up? This bar down here, it mirrors the layout here in the menu. See, this is stone. Stone is in the first slot down here. Cure is right here in the second slot, and Cure is in the second slot down here. Now, some spells that you learn in certain classes can be applied to different classes. For example, Thunder, which I learned as a thaumaturge. Even though that's a thaumaturge spell, I can equip that as a conjurer. Same thing with, let's try Blizzard, see if I can set Blizzard up here. Okay, so Blizzard is exclusive. Blizzard is exclusive to thaumaturgy. I can't do that. Parsimony is exclusive to thaumaturgy. Necrogenesis is not exclusive. Fire is not exclusive either. So that's kind of what I wanted to point out. Whenever you're a thaumaturge, you learn Cure, for example. Now, if I was a marauder, which is an axe-wielding character, a marauder is a discipline of war, a disciple of war. And even though you would never learn Cure as a marauder, you can equip Cure as or if you change classes to a conjurer and you learn Cure as a conjurer, since Cure is a cross-class skill, you could equip Cure as a marauder and cure yourself as a marauder, which is a really big deal. It's a really big deal because that means you don't have to buy potions. It means you don't have to carry health restoring items with you, consumables with you. You can just equip Cure and cure yourself with magic. And it works vice versa because, as you can see, as a where am I going? Goodness gracious! You can see as a conjurer here, I was able to equip the Thunder spell, which is going to be huge because there's not a whole lot of offensive spells that you learn as a conjurer, but those cross-class skills, they're just gonna make me that much more powerful, that much more capable, I suppose. It's gonna make leveling up and progressing in the game that much easier. So that's kind of exciting. I'm gonna go over here and cast Thunder. Looks like we're looking for chiglets in this particular regional leaf quest, which are bugs. Giant mosquito-looking bugs. So let's equip, target, and cast Thunder. Boom, and that's way more powerful, I think, than Stone. Let's cast Stone just to see the comparison there. Oh, no, that one did a good job, too. And we're level 3 now. Alright. Where are we going? We're going to be going south. I wonder if we learned any new spells. Nope. Didn't learn any new spells upon reaching level 3. So you can see at a low level, the low level that we are, leveling up is a pretty quick process. It will absolutely slow down as we get further along in the game. But here at the beginning, things move pretty quickly, thankfully. You can hear those giant ships overhead, wherever they are. I guess we can't... Oh wait, there they are, right over top of us. Alright, so let's cast Thunder. And you know, this is kind of nice too, because we can cast Thunder, take care of that chiclet, and just go straight over here to Stone. You know, each spell has a cooldown time, and having multiple offensive spells at our disposal means that we can progress through battles a little bit quicker. Of course, that does mean that we'll run out of MP a little bit faster, so we've got to make sure to keep a close eye on our MP meter, because whenever we've got 2 spells, we can cast spells more often and run out of MP a little bit faster if we're not paying attention. Alright, let's head back. I love getting through these quests quickly. So now let's just hit the next one, which is Evil Weevils. What are we looking for? Bark Weevils. I'm not sure if we've fought Bark Weevils before. Since we're level 3 now, I'm going to up the difficulty to 3 stars, which means we'll get a little bit more experience. That will be offset by the fact that the enemies will be a little bit more difficult to fight, or to defeat. Alright, so we're going north. How far north? A little bit of a jog. Bark Weevils. I can't remember what those guys look like. They sound like some sort of wait, is that one? No, that's a wharf rat. Oh, there it is. It's a bug. Little beetle-looking thing. Maybe we have fought these before. I can't remember. So one spell wasn't quite enough to do him in. That's alright. And we've hit level 4. Yay us. Bark Weevil over here. Oh, and we've learned another new spell, Arrow. Let's cast Arrow, see what kind of damage that does. Oh, that's a good one. It's a good one against Bark Weevils anyway. Let's cast Arrow again. Take care of business. Now remember, the Conjurer class here is one of the prerequisites for one of the prerequisites for the White Mage. Man, sometimes when you get hit hard enough, beat down hard enough in combat, it will actually, I guess, get in the way of, what's the word I'm looking for? It'll interrupt, that's it, interrupt. If you get hit hard enough, like a critical hit like that, that will interrupt your spell casting. So it's annoying sometimes, but, you know, no ultimate harm done. We actually reached up to a level 4, or excuse me, chain bonus 4 or whatever it was. What's it called? I can't believe I've just forgot it. It's like chain link or chain bonus 4. Anyway, not a super big deal. So we got one more leaf quest here in Camp Bearded Rock. And you see, once you kind of get rolling with these leaf quests can go by pretty quickly. Leveling up doesn't have to be an extremely boring or extremely slow process. Sometimes you'll get leaf quests that will send you far away from the camp, and those can be annoying just because it takes so long to get to the hot spots. But at least here at the beginning, it's not that big of a deal. So we are looking for rat moles, which I think we probably saw at our last leave quest up here. It's in the same location, it looks like. No, there's a rat mole up there. I was thinking of wharf rats. Alright, so rat mole right there. Now, some of the spells that we learn, like different spells will be effective against different enemies, more effective against different enemies. So I'm not sure what's going to be most effective against the rat mole. I'm going to try Thunder and see what that does. And that got him for about half of his health, which is not as much as I was hoping. And now we're up to level 5, just moving right along. Let's go over here. There's another level 4 rat mole. Let's cast arrow and see how much damage that does. A little bit more than half his health. We still have stone. Haven't seen what stone does. Oh, that doesn't do very much at all. Let's avoid that. You know, one thing I just noticed is that you know, each spell has a certain MP cost. And I noticed that when we were level 4, the Thunder spell cost 11 MP, and at level 5 now it costs 12 MP, so the MP cost goes up with your level. That's kind of a... I don't know, I kind of don't like that. But I guess I understand why they did it. I mean, if it didn't scale with you like that, then I guess you would eventually get to the point where you would never run out of MP. That's maybe just a game balance issue. Haven't even needed to use Cure yet. And we got one more to go. I'm not gonna cast Stone on him. Alright, and that's it for him. You know, just for the fun of it, let's cast Cure on ourselves just to see what that spell looks like. And there it is. Alright, well, that's gonna do it for Camp Bearded Rock. So let's, oh wait a minute, let's see, where is Camp Skull Valley? I think what I'm actually gonna do, since Camp Skull Valley, if I'm not mistaken, is north of Camp Bearded Rock, and we're already a little bit north of Bearded Rock. So I'm just going to allow this node to dissipate, and we will be on our way north anyway. Let's make sure first. Yeah, there's Camp Skull Valley up here, which is a pretty good run for us, but that's okay. What we're going to do, since I guess the whole point of us going up there was to level up our Thaumaturge, I'm going to switch to the Weathered Scepter. And we're going to go ahead and be on our way north. We might aggro a couple enemies like these Chicos here. Maybe, maybe not. Looks like we did. Not a big deal because we are more than capable of handling these guys. Sometimes the aggressive enemies like that, they won't aggro if you're high enough level over them. Like I'm level 9 and the Chico is level 5. Sometimes maybe, I guess, if you're a certain number of levels higher than they are, they won't bother you, even though they're aggressive. Like if we were level 30 running past the level 5 Chigo, he probably wouldn't bother us, just because he knows, I guess the AI knows that it wouldn't stand a chance, so there's no point in it fighting us. We would just one-shot it. So it looks like we're following the Deneville West Road. I think that's what it's called. You can see the name there on the map, Deneville West Road. Heading out northwest from Limsa Lamenza. I would pause the video here, and maybe I will anyway, but this is a new area I haven't explored before. I've never been out here. I've never been out here with this character. I haven't shown it in a video yet, so I figured I'd show it off, show my run up here, because you know it's new. It's a new environment. I mean, it's the same environment, but it's a new area. We haven't explored this before. Haven't shown it on video. There's a Spriggan Collector. We've got a couple of those guys out here. They're a little bit higher level, level 8. And we're going to start to see the enemies progress a little bit higher in level as we get closer to Camp Skull Valley. Might even see some exceptionally high level monsters, maybe up in the level... Oh, yeah, there's a level 17 dodo up there. Maybe won't see too much higher level than that, but... One of the things I love about Limbs of Lemenza is out here in the open world, you know, we see this kind of the remnants of a road and the leftover pieces of the road, like maybe this was like a cobblestone road, and now it's been overgrown because it's fallen into disrepair, however many, you know, years ago it was, and there's sort of the leftovers of this fence that, you know, looks like it kind of ran alongside either side of the road, and that's kind of cool. That's sort of history built into the environment here, and that's just one of the little touches I like about the world, the environment design, the game design. It sort of adds context to the game world, and little things like that mean a lot to me. So I'm looking forward to seeing the entire new areas that are coming up in A Realm Reborn, because I think there's going to be a little bit more variety in the game world, and there's going to be I'm sure it'll look beautiful. Everything Square Enix does, or at least Final Fantasy, everything that I've seen Square Enix do for Final Fantasy is nothing if not visually appealing. So very excited to see how all that turns out. And it won't be long now either. Won't be too long at all. Well, it looks like there's some kind of a lighthouse over there. What's that called? Swift Perch Tower. I wonder if we'll visit Swift Perch Tower anytime soon for some story quests, maybe. I love how organic the environments feel too. You know, it feels sort of like a real environment would, as far as, you know, there's hardly a level spot in this entire world, like this entire Limbs of Lemenza and the surrounding area. It's very, very uneven, lots of kind of plateaus, but even the plateaus are not perfectly flat. You know, there's just a lot of visually interesting things happening with the landscape. They really did a great job of making it feel realistic, which is something I think a lot of MMOs are lacking when it comes to graphics, at least. Certain MMOs, you know, they can be beautiful. You look at the art style of a game like World of Warcraft or the Old Republic or Aeon or you know, I don't know, whatever, any other MMO I guess you think of. You know, it can have a beautiful cartoony art style, and it's not a knock. It's not a knock to those games, but I think the realistic sort of a look that you see in Final Fantasy XIV here, that speaks to me a little bit more than the cartoony style. I find myself drawn to the realism a little bit more than I do the cartoony look. Let's see, we getting close? Yeah, we're getting pretty close here. Camp Skull Valley's coming up. It's a mountain in the background there. And one of the cool things about the game too, as far as the environments go, are I mean, I think I've logged probably somewhere around 85 hours in Final Fantasy XIV total, not just with this character, but with both of my characters, and I still there are large portions of the game world that I've never seen before. In each major area, there's large portions of Gridania, Ul'dah, and Limbs of Lemenza that I've never explored, and there's two other areas. If we open up our map, there's La Nacia, which is the area around Limbs of Lemenza. There's Coerthas, which is an entirely separate. It doesn't have a city around it. It doesn't have a city associated with it. The Black Shroud is the area around Gridania. Thanalan is the area around Ul'dah, and Mordona is another area that doesn't have a city. So there's 5 main areas, and I've hardly spent any time in Coerthas or Mordona. So there's a lot to see in this game, a whole lot to see, and I love that. I think that's great. All right, so we've arrived in Camp Skull Valley, and that is great news. We're gonna We're gonna do one leve quest as a thaumaturge. Looks like we're looking for 6 pack rats. We're going to set the difficulty to 1 star. We're going to commence. And we're going to take care of business. Hopefully level up to 10. We need a couple thousand EXP, so it's gonna take, excuse me, it's gonna take a little bit, but I think we can do it. Depending on how many enemies we fight and whether or not we can get a good chain bonus going. So we're headed south and a little bit to the west. Looks like we got a little bit more of a run to reach these bad guys. Bad guys. The higher we level up, like I said, the higher we level up and reach new camps, we're going to find that we have to do a little bit more running to get to our hotspots there, a little bit further away from the camps. Like I mentioned. So we got a new enemy here. We got puck hatchlings, which look to be some kind of flying salamander type monster here. I wonder if it's like a baby dragon or something. Oh, what's that? Is that... I think that structure, that glowing structure out there is related to Limsa Lominsa somehow. And we're looking for pack rats. There we got a couple of pack rats out this way. It looks like we got them all clumped up here in a bundle, which is good. Won't have to run all over the place for them. All right, so let's go ahead and get this done. Looks like they're going to aggro in packs of 3, so that might be problematic for us. Especially if we have these attacks that interrupt our casting. And gosh, that's the second one. I've had 2 blizzards fail now. Oh, we might die. Oh, that didn't even kill him. Oh goodness, we're in bad shape. Alright, we are in bad shape, so I'm gonna run. Might get hit. Might not make it anyway if the monster or if the pack rats hit us anyway. Sometimes they can hit us from a pretty great distance, but I think we'll be able to outrun them. That's the crappy thing about having to fight multiple bad guys at once. See, we could take on a level 10 pack rat without too much issue. It's taking on 3 pack rats at once. That's where we're running into problems here. Looks like we're... Yeah, looks like we ran outside the aggro zone, so we're yeah, oh, man. Yeah, okay, we're good now. I was waiting for my health to start regen. That's the sign that we're good to go. So I'm gonna sit down and let my HP restore and pause the video, and I'll be back to continue the fighting whenever my HP is restored. Alright, one thing I'm gonna do before we go back into combat is set up a cross-class skill. Remember, I mentioned cross-class skills earlier in the video, and what I'm gonna do here is set up my Cure. Because Cure is a cross-class skill, that way I can cast Cure on myself as a thaumaturge, which hopefully will help me be able to handle a little bit more combat before I have to run for my life. See, we can handle even 2 at a time. We can handle without much difficulty. You know, with our last video, or with our last video, with our last, what did I just do? I casted Necrogenesis. Oh well, that's all right. But with the last fight that we did here, boy, Blizzard doesn't hardly do anything to them. I'm not going to cast that anymore. With the last fight that we did, not only were we fighting 3 pack rats at a time, we were getting our spells kept on getting interrupted, which which basically means we were standing there just taking damage. That just made the fight even more difficult. It would be great if I had Protect. Protect would allow me to take even more damage without having to run away from combat. But I'm going to cast Cure on myself. Hopefully we can take on these last couple of pack rats. Hopefully we can take them on without having to run for our lives or without dying. I'm not going to cast Blizzard because that actually doesn't do as much damage as I thought. Alright. Yeah, that works much better. We'll just stick with Thunder. And we've got a chain bonus going now too. EXP chain. Why do I call it chain bonus? It's EXP chain. So we're down to less than half of our health now, but this pack rat is going to die with this hit as long as I don't... Oh, he's on the run. Ah, crap. That means we're going to have to fight more of him. Whenever an enemy goes on the run like that, that means he's going to run. He's going to run to, I guess, a designated spot, and when he gets to that spot, he's going to summon more monsters to fight with him. So, I thought we were almost done with this quest, but we're not. We're going to have to... Man, if he summons 3 at a time, then that means we could be fighting 4 pack rats at a time, and I'm not sure we can handle that. Maybe we can, but it's hard to say at this point. We'll just have to see what happens. Oh gosh! Boy, I'm glad I checked. Scale puck. Oh crap, I gotta run. The reason I said oh crap is because I'm almost out of MP. I should maybe turn around my camera here. I'm almost out of MP. If you look, I have 72 MP. I probably don't have enough MP to finish out this fight, so I gotta run away, sit down, and let some of my MP restore. Boy, they just won't give up chase. This quest has taken a lot longer than I hoped. Maybe I have to unequip my item. I can't believe they're chasing me this far. Well, let's see, how much, let's see, 15, 72, what is that, 15, 30, 45, 60, that's 4. I can cast Thunder 4 times. And I have 3 enemies. I don't think I have enough. I have to get away from them. I can't believe they won't stop chasing me. Usually when I'm this far away from the enemies, they'll just give up. Maybe I don't have a choice. I can't believe that. That just pisses me off. Wait a minute, I have Parsimony. I think that will allow me to cast at least 1 more spell. So now I have 58. I can afford to cast... I can afford to cast what? 3 more spells? 3 more Thunder spells? That's gonna leave me 1 short, isn't it? And that's of course assuming that I actually don't die or... Man, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die right here. Gummit. Well, this just sucks. I don't... Well, I'm almost back to Camp Skull Valley. I should just keep on running, I guess. See, I'm faster than the rat. I should be able to get away from him. If I could just get away from him and sit down for about 30 seconds. Boy, what an anticlimactic fight, huh? Do I not have anything that can restore? I don't have anything that can restore MP. I wonder if I can just sit down. What am I doing? Ugh, controls messed up. Alright, I'm just gonna die and respawn. Man, what is... Ugh. That's just disgusting. That pisses me off. So now we'll see what happens when we die. Now that we've passed out, we have to go down to return. Man, that just ticks me off. We're going to return to Camp Skull Valley, which is literally right up the hill here. And now that we died, we are... if you look up here, we've got the status effect of... what's it called? Weakness. Our max HP and MP have been reduced, and we actually... good grief, we literally don't have hardly any MP, so I have to sit down anyway. I can't believe it didn't regen my MP. Alright, so now we've got 59 MP. We should be able to take care of the pack rat without too much trouble. Finally defeated. 181 experience points. Sorry about the frustration there. That was just a situation I've not encountered before. I've often found it necessary to run from battle, but I've never seen an enemy chase me across that much of the map. But man, we didn't even reach level 10. Ugh. All right, well, I think this video has probably gone on long enough. So what we're going to do is, now that we're back here at Camp Skull Valley, we are going to select the Aetheryte. We're going to set our home point, which means that we can just teleport straight here without having to use any anima. We can set our home point as here. So whenever we're ready to come back for our next video, we can just teleport straight here. So I'm going to go down to return, and it gives us two options for where we want to return to. The first is the Mizzenmast Inn in Limsa Lominsa, and the second is Camp Skull Valley. So this is our Camp Skull Valley is our primary home destination, and the Mizzenmast Inn is our secondary destination. So I'm going to select the Mizzenmast Inn. It's going to take us back there, and we will log out of the game. So this is our room in the inn. Couple of things in here to note. There's the armoire over here, which is supposed to be for, if we learn about it here, the armoire is a kind of cabinet that adventurers can use to store certain prized possessions. They're connected across all city-states. Note that certain restrictions apply. First, only items whose condition is 100% can be stored here. Second, storing an item resets any spirit bond you've gained with it. Let's see if we can put something in here right away. I don't think we can. Yeah, so we can only put job artifacts, seasonal events, achievement rewards, bonus items, which I probably don't think we have anything that fits any of these categories. Oh, we do have Lord's Drawers. Let's put those in there. This is truly a momentous occasion, because I have literally never put anything in the armoire for this character or my other character. It's because the restrictions are so specific. I mean, an item whose condition is 100%, first of all, as soon as you use any item in the game, that condition falls to below 100%, and once it falls below 100%, it can never get back there. You can repair an item, but repairing an item returns it to 99%, but never 100%. So you can only store items in the armoire that you've literally never used before. So I don't know, whatever. I don't use the armoire all that much because I don't really have anything that applies. The Unending Journey is a log of your story quests that you've done so far. Shapeless Melody and Treasures of the Main are the only main scenario quests that we've finished. So those are the only ones that show up there. And this over here is our bed, which is where we're going to log out of the game. It gives us the choice to return to the character screen, examine the bed, or exit the game. We're going to exit the game, and the character will go to sleep on the bed, and when we log back in, our character here, Volatus, will wake up from sleeping, and we will have a rested experience point boost that will help us level up a lot faster. And so that's what we're going to do. Oh, that's cute. Oh, he looks just worn out. So that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and that's it.